The temperatures outside routinely topping 100 degrees, but we are inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. That sound of the big red siren brings the Cardinals and their fans to action. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you, the kicker, Chad Ryland. Gonna get things started. Off we go from Glendale. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Rams offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by former #1 overall pick and Super Bowl champion with the Rams, Matthew Stafford.
You know, it's funny how time flies, Mike, and we won't call him old. We'll just call him experienced. And here's a guy who's been doing this for a really long time at a high level, and he's going to hope that some of that experience works in his favor today. And when he plays well, this is proven to be a really hard team to beat.
First carry here for Kyron Williams. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. Buda Baker then making the tackle there.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's a 2nd and 6. They go play action with Stafford. This throw right side is caught by Adams.
One of the easiest ways in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
On first down, it is Williams. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. And a stoppage here for injury. One of the Cardinals shaken up. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 2. It's another run here for Williams. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on 3rd down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in 3rd down. I want to get all of my conversions on 1st and 2nd down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
On first down, right back to Williams. And once again, he loses the football.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey, guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. His 2nd grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Here's the give up the middle with Williams. Finding space at the 15. And he's in! Kyron Williams. Touchdown, Rams. Terrific way, Greg, to get this game started. Able to get the opening touchdown and do it with a long run.
Mike, anytime you can create explosive plays in the run game, you're definitely going to take it. And they're going to be able to build on those plays as the rest of this game moves along.
Extra point try forthcoming.
For the extra point.
It's up and through. And the Rams will take a 7-0 lead.
Cardinals nothing.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. Braden Fisk in there to drop him. Loss of 5 to start the drive.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Play clock nearly expires as they set up to throw. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. The intended target. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. 1st down sack. 2nd down big play attempt. Falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
I like the fact that they took a shot on 3rd and long, right? A lot of offenses in that situation would be a little bit more conservative playing for the 4th down punt. They're trying to pick up a big chunk play through the air, but now that you can't connect, it all but guarantees you got to punt this ball away as it brings up 4th and a mile.
Here comes Smith on the return. And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. The Rams offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They motion the slot man left. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And he's going to be stuffed. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want down, but that's exactly the case here.
Now a 2nd down throw for Stafford. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 2 for 3rd and 12.
From the shotgun, it's Stafford. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
Now fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready for their second possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. Yeah. He'll run, and here's the rookie from Notre Dame. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He gets that to his big target, Trey McBride. And he's going to have this one up near the 28. 15 yards. Arizona first down.
First and 10.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes. And they go with the RPO there in the hopes of making something happen after the catch. So often you can kind of run your receiver through those voided zones and come out the backside. I just didn't love the timing. I think he got to just let that play develop a little bit longer and not be in such a hurry.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. This one batted away. Good coverage there. It's incomplete. Trying to get it to Michael Wilson that time. And it's going to be third down.
Yeah, I think he got away with one there, Mike. I thought with the way the defender had him covered, I was actually surprised he didn't move off to his next progression. He threw that into some really tight coverage, and he's lucky that ball wasn't picked.
He's got his man. It's Harrison. It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. It is a big gain for Arizona. 32 yards.
At the 40-yard line.
How about that for your first catch of the game? I mean, to be able to attack the defense with your very first grab really sets things up nicely for the rest of the game. So defensively, they need to tighten up a little bit on the back end, because I promise you that's not going to be the last time they call his number.
And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
He'll look to throw. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes, that's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth with the receiver saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit. I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
They'll go again here with Williams. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Here's a handoff to Williams. Not much there, maybe a yard.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
2nd down, it's Stafford. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch. And in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Parkinson in motion. Throw on 3rd down, Stafford. He'll find his tight end. It's Kobe Parkinson. And he's going to get awfully close to the 1st down marker, but appears just to be a few inches short.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
They are going for it. Stafford. He gets this complete, finding Adams.
A little bit of a risky decision for some, Mike, but frankly, I really like it. I think the days of being aggressive on 4th down, even on your side of the field, are here to stay. And while some people say this is over-aggressive, in this case, the aggressiveness paid off, and they're going to keep this drive alive.
On the give, it's Williams. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. They run over center with Williams. It'll get forward to about the 42. Walter Nolan in there on the stop.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Working out of the gun, Stafford. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a 1st down.
14 yards. That's another Rams 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 5. Williams gets it on the draw. And he'll be near the 1st down marker. It's called a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and
So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. The Rams out to the early lead. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. Second quarter now, Rams in control of the football. Looking to keep a promising drive alive. It is 3rd and a yard. As we are ready to get back underway. And he's going to have a Rams first down. He will convert. It was 3rd and short, and they pick up 4.
That's another Rams first down.
What a nice drive this continues to turn out to be. I mean, to continue to maintain possession and sustain this drive, you can feel the defense is starting to wear down. So they had an opportunity there to get off the field and come away with a 3rd down stop, but they pick up just enough and get a fresh set of downs. Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Stafford back on 2nd down. Short throw pulled in by Parkinson. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
From the gun, here's Stafford. He's got it at the 3. To the goal line and in. Punakua. Touchdown, L.A. The kicking team off for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Rams move out on top, 14-0.
Cardinals nothing.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Cardinals offense headed back to take over once more. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Begin with a zone read.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Now they'll set up to throw. Rolling to the left. He'll take off again. And they will finally get him down, but not before he's able to take this up near the 40-yard line. A gain there of 20. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Now, faking the give. That thrown short, caught by Ryman. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up second down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 6. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That's caught downfield by Harrison. A pickup there of 25 yards. It's an Arizona first down.
And the Cardinals.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So the offense trots out the old jumbo package. So they bring out 3 tight ends, big bodies, but the defense kind of sees it coming. They've got to change it up. You can't be so predictable. Big bodies run, small bodies pass, and I think that's a little bit of what's going on here.
On second down, they'll run, and they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A gain there of 11. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
The trend around the league, Mike, is that we've seen that running back has really turned into a young man's game. And there's something to be said for having some fresh legs, fresh out of college. They love the dynamic ability this guy brings to their rushing attack, and it's clear why.
He'll push forward for about a yard. He's brought down by Kobe Turner.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
He'll step up and run this.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
He'll try to keep the drive rolling, facing 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And really what stands out to me the most in this first half, Mike, is just there's very little separation among these receivers downfield. The quarterback has to throw into a lot of tight windows, contested catches, and they continue to do a nice job separating the ball from the man.
Ryland's kick is good. And the Cardinals get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
So Ryland now, following the made field goal, back out to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Kyron Williams and the Rams offense ready to get back to work. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Parkinson in motion. On 1st and 10, Stafford. That's hauled in on the left by Nakua. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
And nothing matters if this protection isn't able to pick up that blitz. They do a fantastic job of stunting that pass rush just long enough to find an open man downfield.
Out of the shotgun, they give it to Williams. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
There hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
The shotgun snap to Stafford. He'll look middle and get this one to Parkinson. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
A gain of 8 yards. And it's third down.
Out of the gun, Stafford. That's out wide to Williams. And he puts his head down and he picks up the first down.
4 yards.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
Here's a screen set up to Williams. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a first down.
How often do we see, Mike, the running back, they get a little too antsy and they go a little too fast on these screenplays. In this case, great job by the back. First, he let his offensive lineman go out. He then follows behind. That's the key to a good screenplay.
And he'll get forward for about a yard. Buda Baker active and making the tackle there.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 9. Parkinson in motion. Now Stafford. That one brought in by Nakua. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. It just seems like whenever they need a big play on third down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
A give, and here comes Williams. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Josh Sweat there on the tackle.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Cardinals' 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 8. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll have more from Glendale after this. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. They'll go with Williams. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now third down coming up.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
They've converted twice on third down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. Oh, looking end zone, but it is out of the reach of the receiver and incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on third down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, offense on the field, and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6.
His kick is good. And the Rams going to open up a 17-3 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Duvernay on the return. Oh! He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Cards offense ready to take over once more.
At their own 27-yard line.
Start on the ground. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
Throwing now from the gun. He gets this complete to Michael Wilson. And he'll get about 3 here on 2nd down before he's out of bounds.
3rd and 4.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
He'll try and get there on the ground. He's out of bounds, but they're going to spot this inside the 25. A big play there on the scramble to gain a 43 yards.
And what a decision to turn into a runner and tuck that ball down and go. You could tell initially he's thinking, just pick up the 1st down and get out of bounds. But as the play unfolded, he realized there was a lot more green grass in front of me. For a minute, it looked like he was going to take it all the way, and he'll settle for the big gain. Sets up 1st down.
Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop. They'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. What an important sequence this is, trying to get one of those scores back before halftime in a great spot. 1st down and goal. Getting the tight end involved in the run game here. He'll get this forward, no signal. They're going to mark him down at the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
How about that wrinkle, Mike? I mean, down here, goal-to-go situation. You know the defense has prepared for all the traditional goal line plays, the tight red zone plays. So sometimes you got to pull it out of the bag a little bit and get creative, and that creativity nearly led to 6 points.
From the 1, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Chad Ryland now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Cardinals are able to cut into the lead. It's now 17-10. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This one taken at the 7. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. Kyron Williams and the Rams offense ready to get back to work. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. First down throw for Stafford. Whoa! Now the Rams going to use the first of their timeouts. Clock says 25 seconds till halftime.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 50-yard line.
Here comes 2nd and 4. To throw is Stafford. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And the Cardinals will take over possession here at the 44.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away. And that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. You're not going to get away with it at this level.
The Cardinals offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
2nd and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And while the play results in an incompletion, I think these are the type of decisions from a young quarterback that you're okay with. If the play's not there, if you don't feel good, throw the ball away, don't turn it over, and let's live for the next play call.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
And he didn't get the check he was hoping for in that one. That goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott. Thank you very much. We'll see if adjustments at halftime change the course of this one. Likely to play a big role in who's going to walk away with a W. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Here's a run to begin this third quarter, and he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. That's the way to get started, a pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
43-yard line.
This is a clear example of a running back who really trusts his speed. He understands if he just holds his line towards the sideline, he's going to outrun most of the defenders on the field. That's exactly what he does. Picks up the first down before being forced out of bounds.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
He's brought down back at the
So they go with the
40-yard
first
line.
down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good second down situation, but now they find themselves in second and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection.
Oh, the ball's out. The Rams have it. Oh, big hole left side. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
Now, the extra point.
For the extra point.
He's got it. And the Rams move out to a 24-10 lead.
24. Cardinals 10.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. A return now from the 4. They get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Begin here on the ground. And, oh, they smack him down there. Big hit right at the line. No gain.
Up second and 9.
Here's second and 9. He'll look to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
That's good.
A first down there on a pickup. Sean McVay disagrees on the sideline, and he's throwing the red challenge flag.
previous play is under review.
At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there unsuccessful, and it will remain a completed pass. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. They'll throw out of the gun. This one not quite on target. A little too much. That one falls incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
And this is really just more of the same that we saw in the first half. They have made it a huge struggle in the passing game. I mean, just no easy completions, no open space. Every single ball has been contested, and they've done a great job all day.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He'll take a shot. Looking for Wilson.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Rams offense ready to get back at it. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Good work there defensively. Knocked it away, and that pass falls incomplete.
Well, it's not going to make up for all the plays that they've been on the wrong side of up until this point. They finally are able to land a jab of their own, knock this ball away, and get a much-needed incomplete pass.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Off play action. It's Stafford. That's caught by Kuta. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 7.
From the gun, here's Stafford. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
The Cardinals offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Number 14 with a pickup of 14. And a first
and
down.
10 at the 46-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Oh, and he takes a really good lick in the backfield. They were all over him defensively for that run.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Huna 4 gets him for a loss of 4. And that'll set up third down.
Just another example of poor decision-making. I mean, making a bad play even worse. There's nothing there on second down. Just throw the ball into the stands and move on to third. Now you take that sack, and it's going to take a miracle to stay on the field.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. They'll try to hit him with a screen. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
They'll take this in back to the 16. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Rams offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. First and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
Williams, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 29-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
From the 29, here's second and 6. Here's a designed run.
They went to the designed quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
It's third and 4. Here's Stafford. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be fourth down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points, but after that third down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. The Cards offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with first and 10. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. Not much happening there, just a short game.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Now, faking the give. That is going to be intercepted by Trent McDuffie. And he's going to be brought down
rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
To give up the middle with Williams. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
You know, Mike, what separates the really elite defensive edge players from everybody else is not only their ability to rush the passer. That's what everybody focuses on. But, man, the defensive ends that are good in the run game, those are the guys that never leave the field.
Stafford now on second down. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
That is caught at the 3. And the Rams are looking at a first and goal. He takes it all the way down to the 2.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball, winning on third downs.
And he barrels his way into the end zone. Kyren Williams. Touchdown, Los Angeles. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench, going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
Rams 31, Cardinals 10.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. Duvernay on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Cardinals offense getting set to get back to work. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Side this time, and he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line.
He's brought down at the 31. A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
From the 31, here's second and 4. They'll stick with him again, and he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now it's third down.
A gain of a yard.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
They'll throw here on third and short yardage. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a first down.
Automatic first down.
Now they'll set up to throw. That's caught downfield by McBride. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. It is a big gain for Arizona. 32 yards.
29-yard line.
And Mike, I think as they try to find themselves clawing back in this game, they're going to have to make a concentrated effort here in the second half to continue to get him involved. Give him opportunities in space with the ball in his hand, and chances are, when he has it, good things happen.
They'll go with a counter on first down. Good blocking to the 15. And he's into the end zone. What a response. Touchdown, Arizona. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Now Ryland for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Cardinals are able to edge a bit closer.
31. Cardinals 17.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This returnable from the 4. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. Kyron Williams and the Rams offense ready to get back to work. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Back to throw is Stafford. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Parkinson in motion. Now a second down throw to Stafford. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Throw it on 3rd down, Stafford. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
Fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to take over possession of the football. the ground, and they'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
He'll get it again. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick. Picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. The ball comes out. What a fortunate bounce. He got it right back.
And man, does he dodge a bullet right there, Mike, on that sack. He's fortunate. That ball bounced right back to him. And he's able to recover it and keep possession for his team.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Back to throw. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays, but I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. Oh, he gets a good read defensively and intercepts it. Picked off by Cameron Kinchen. And a nice return here as well. Takes it up to the 45-yard line.
At their own 45-yard line.
This is something we see so often out of these young quarterbacks, Mike, is their inability to manipulate the defense. They kind of telegraph where they're going to go with their ball, with their eyes, and I'd love to see him the next time when he gets to the top of his drop, look off the safety, hold some of the underneath defenders from where you ultimately know you want to go with the ball. A lot of that just comes with experience, and sometimes you got to gain that experience the hard way.
That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
And he's lucky this one didn't go back the other way, Mike. He got away with just a bad decision, bad throw, and defensively, you get a chance to steal a possession for your offense. You got to capitalize and make those plays.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. A shotgun snap to Stafford. Taking a shot downfield for Adams. And that'll be in and out of his hands. It's incomplete.
It just seems like the offense gets in their own way, and whether it's a penalty or a drop or Whatever the case may be, it's these self-inflicted wounds. They've got to stop if this unit ever wants to reach their full potential.
And this is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Cardinals offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll look to set up the screen here. He'll be out of bounds. Decent pickup of 5 on first down.
He's out of bounds at the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5. Running right. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
Here comes 3rd and 6. He'll drop to throw. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Cardinals line up for a punt as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. The Rams offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by Williams. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a 1st down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop them right at the line of scrimmage.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
2nd down, it's Stafford. Caught by Nakua on the out route. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's 3rd down coming up.
3rd and 4.
The shotgun, it's Stafford. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
A 44-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Rams add on to their lead.
Defense.
So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board,
Automatic first down.
keep possession of the ball, and have it first down.
Watch the lineman, watch the bull, watch the bull. Rush in.
Now it's Stafford. Throw over the middle, brought in by Adams. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 5-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 2. They run over center with Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
And up until this point, this is not something that we've seen a lot of. This running back's had a really nice day. So in this case, this rep goes to the defense.
Now a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Stafford. That one incomplete. Hovering, outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Duvernay on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. And he's got it to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance.
Oh, a loose football. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's a run going left. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Look to throw. And that is Wags.
Results.
It's fourth down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. The Rams offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. A play fake. Now Stafford to throw. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 39-yard line.
On the ground, this is Williams. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
On third down, he gets this complete, finding Adams. And he will get into the end zone. Davante Adams. Touchdown, Rams. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now the try here for the point after.
Extra point.
He's got it. And the Rams will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Cardinals 17.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. Now return coming from the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. The Cards offense ready for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they can get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. The motion man here is Bourne. Going up top. He's got it! And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
49-yard gain.
It is a big gain for Arizona. It's a gain of 49.
First and 10.
Both
at the
pre-snap
11-yard
and
line.
post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
And not liking anything downfield, he'll just get this to the sideline. It is incomplete.
You have to wonder, Mike, how are those previous mistakes he made earlier in the game still lingering in the back of his mind? You can tell he's being a little bit more conservative. He doesn't want to risk throwing a third interception and kind of just throws this one away.
A short one here, caught by McBride. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
He'll try to run for it.
The quarterback on the scramble.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll try and run for it, and he will score again. Touchdown, Cardinals. That is his third touchdown of the afternoon. Touchdown here in the fourth quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for two. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the fourth quarter.
The Cardinals will line up for the two-point conversion.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he will not get to the goal line, so no tacking on 2 points. Still a three-score game, as the difference is 18.
That decision to go for two was made up from the very beginning. The moment they scored, you could see the head coach. He's signaling, we're going for two. The touchdown was obviously a disappointing outcome defensively, but to able to get that stop, they can at least come off the field and catch their breath.
Down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here trying to get an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
Kyron Williams and the Rams offense ready to get back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. First down, it is Williams. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
They'll go again here with Williams. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. We have an injured player for the Rams on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. They need 8 as they come up for third down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. That's hauled in on the left by McCool. And he's going to get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
An 8-yard pickup. And a Rams first down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline and he's able to extend this drive.
They put Adams in motion. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Stafford gonna give it to Cora. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Pick up of 11 yards on that one. First down, LA.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Once again, it's Quorum. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now this looks like a design run.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
They go 5 receivers for third down and 4. So it's a win for the visiting Rams. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That is the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.